Noel, been a long week and a short turnaround from Wednesday to Saturday. How are you feeling after that long journey home?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, obviously we didn't get home till probably 4:35 in the morning. So it's one of them ones. It's part of the job, isn't it? You know, for the boys and that. So hopefully they rested well yesterday, had a good night's sleep last night, and ready to go today. Reflecting
on the game, the equaliser. I think Andre mentioned after the game that it felt a bit like a win because of the nature of the game and coming away with a point. Did that help with the journey?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we know we spoke about it after. It wasn't our best performance this season. We know that in net possession, but we grinded and grafted. The numbers are through the roof. I think we deserve something out of the game in terms of the performances from recent weeks. So we'll take it. It's a positive one. The boys were buzzing after the game, to come away from home and to put in a shift the way we did, and to stay stubborn with it. And when we got our moment, we took it.
When you don't play well, you've got to dig in sometimes. You must have been pleased with the resilience shown and the character.
Exactly that. You ain't going to play well all the time, and football's an unfair game sometimes. Sometimes you play really well and you don't win. And sometimes you don't play as well as you want to and you get a result. Away from home to Bolton. Like I said, the last two times we were up there, I think it was 5-2 if I'm not mistaken. So they're a good side. They've got a big budget. They signed big players, and for us to stay stubborn with it and stay resilient, and then to show a little bit of quality in the final third to get a goal, it was really pleasing.
It's a shorter journey, but the day less recovery time than your opponents, Wycombe Wanderers, this Saturday. How do you factor that into this week?
Yeah, we factor it into today. We make sure the boys come in. They've recovered well yesterday. They have all the facilities to do that. So we'll be light on the feet today, but heavy on the minds, making sure we take in the information. I've watched them in the last 24 hours twice, and I feel like they're in a false position. Again, they've got good players, and we have to be on it and at it against another away game. But we're looking forward to it.
When it comes to recruitment, they've spent a lot of money, but find themselves in exactly the same position as Reading in terms of points after the amount of games. So it shows you there's different ways of approaching this.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but listen, they've got players. They've signed players that are for this level, probably above it. And it's for us now to make sure that we're nice and diligent in how we give the information out today. Not too much and overload them, but make sure we get the relevant points in and we work on it. And we go there trying to get a result for sure. So, like you said, I think they're in a false position. Watching the game back against Exeter, through the week I thought they dominated the game from start to finish and obviously just couldn't get a goal. So it's important that we know our stuff.
In terms of the Wycombe fans may feel that they're in a false position and putting pressure on their manager. Does that factor into your game plan? If you get the first goal, for example, it could really have a huge impact. It does week in, week out, but maybe more so Saturday.
Yeah, I think the first goal is always important at this level, to be fair. But we've shown on Tuesday night we didn't get the first, or Wednesday night, sorry, we didn't get the first goal, but we showed the character and resilience and we got ourselves back in the game. So listen, it'll be a game of moments again. It's a derby, number one. So it'll be a toughly contested game, and we got to make sure we put our best foot forward.
It is a derby. You've mentioned that it's a short journey, which is a bonus after Wednesday night. There'll be fans in the away end, sold out. It'll be working with Wycombe fans and vice versa. So it's a big one for them too.
Yeah, it's massive for us. Obviously, we understand that, and the boys know that. You see the appreciation after the game on Wednesday night when we know they've travelled almost probably 200 miles to come see us on a Wednesday night. To get a result for them was really important. So we got to make sure we put in the same work rate, the same effort, the same intensity on Saturday, and hopefully get a good result.
We've spoken a lot about the window. I'm really looking forward to it being closed, so I don't have to keep asking you about it. And I'm sure you're looking forward to having it closed as well. But you've mentioned several times about extra players coming in, but still no movement on that.
Yeah, it's listen, we're waiting for other clubs to make decisions on players, permanents and loans. So it's not on us at the moment. We're waiting for phone calls back. We've agreed to a certain extent with a couple of boys, and now it's just waiting for the final go ahead. So frustrating because we wanted someone in the door before tomorrow. Looks like it's not going to happen now, but we got a week left in the window or just over that, hopefully we get 2 or 3 in.
Is the frustration that the season starts and the games, they're thick and fast, and you're saying clubs are having to wait, and it's a bit like shifting sands, isn't it? Someone will move somewhere and then 4 or 5 moves down the line, it impacts loads of other clubs. That must be hugely frustrating for you as well, because the games are happening.
Yeah, this is it, you know. We understand we need a little bit of help. We're probably not as strong as we want to be in the top end of the pitch in terms of bodies in the door to help, maybe a little bit of experience. We understand that, we know that, but we're pushing hard to get things done. We're pushing these clubs to make the decisions, and if not, we can move on to the next.
Is patience the right word then? Because it's about getting the decisions right for the long term, rather than then worrying about the immediacy of it.
There's a bit of both in it. You know, we obviously want people in the door and done before the season starts, before pre-season starts, and obviously it's been a bit of a different change and shift in over the summer here. Probably things took a little bit longer to get finalised and done than what people would have wanted, and which then puts a backlog on things, which then sets us back a little bit, and this is a natural progression. You know, we knew it was going to be tough. Again, with the circumstances we're in, we're rebuilding the whole squad, not just the 2 or 3 players, the 3 or 4 players that many teams are doing. Most teams have got probably settled teams from last season, where we're rebuilding and restructuring the whole thing. So as much as you want them in the door yesterday, patience has to come into it a little bit, and not make sure it doesn't boil over to frustration.
It must be difficult having that one eye on Saturday, and then the other is the long season, and making sure you're in the right place, both physically, mentally and financially, I guess now. Yeah,
100%. You know, it is. It's like you go into the game, you prepare for the game, you get the game done. You're on the phone, you're on your laptop. You're looking at players. You're looking at who can come in and help out the squad, who can come in and help contribute to us. And then you're on the phone constantly, and it's back into the games, back into training, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So when the window shuts, I'll be grateful.